Well, let's talk a little bit about Vegas. Okay. Whenever I meet people who do stage hypnosis or are learning stage hypnosis, their goal is to have their own Las Vegas show. Mm-hmm. And one of the things I tell them is that I've been real successful being a big fish in a small pond. Mm-hmm. I've had the opportunity, and thank you for the opportunity, to cover for you here in Las Vegas, but I can make a lot of money at a club in Kansas doing a door deal with the local establishment without all the overhead of Las Vegas. I think people have a misbelief about Las Vegas. That is, they're going to come to Las Vegas, they're the funniest stage hypnotist, a casino's going to hire them, the casino's going to pay them $1 million a year, they're going to work an hour a night, and this is going to be the life of luxury. Is that the way Las Vegas works?
Not anyone that I know. No, it's... We started our show here in Vegas with a tiny budget. A lot of shows come to Vegas and they'll get backers behind them, and they'll pour hundreds of thousands of dollars into promotion, into costuming, to lighting, into sound, and expect to make them maybe break even their first year. The problem is they're not going to last a year. We went into it with probably a $500 budget.
When you first started
when I first started, we maybe had a $1,000 budget.
Right.
And nobody told us that we were supposed to wait a year to make a profit, so we went ahead and made a profit our first week.
Sure.
But we went out in the streets and we handed out the coupons ourselves, and we got the people in. And then as the show grew, and then we actually moved into a couple of the big casinos because that's what everybody thought you were supposed to do. And because with the unions and everything else, I didn't enjoy it. I prefer, and one of the reasons we have been successful is we keep our venue down to about 200, 250 people. Mm-hmm. And it's
so you don't try to fill up a 700 person showroom here in Las Vegas.
No. Some people have tried it, but those shows usually don't last.
Right.
The successful shows, you put 200 people a night
in a room.
At $70 a seat, you're making a fairly good living. Now, you're not getting paid. Very few casinos anymore pay you a salary. They'll pay a band a salary, but you do what's called floor walling, which means that you pay for your own advertising.
You get 4 walls.
You get 4 walls, and that's all you get. You pay for your advertising. You pay for your crew. If you need additional sound and lighting, you put all that in yourself.
You pay for you rent the room. You actually pay.
All you're doing is you rent the room and the box office. Mm-hmm. But everything that walks through that door, all the money that comes through the door is yours. Mm-hmm. Now, some places...
So if somebody buys...
Some places will do what's called 3 walls, where they put a part of the advertising. But it's the deal that you structure. Some places you can get a percentage of the alcohol.
Right. Yeah. But so if I... For example, let's say I buy a $100 ticket to your show tonight. That $100 goes in your pocket, right? Mm-hmm. You don't have to split it with anybody.
Well, my partners.
Okay, right. So but you do have. And let's talk about this. People don't realize that it's not just you doing the show. You have a producer, and his job is to do what?
Put bodies in the seats.
Right.
He goes out and to all the ticket brokers, the companies here in Vegas that sell tickets. His job is to take them golfing, to know whose birthday is when somebody's birthday is, when someone's getting married, and to keep things on their desks so that they know who we are and they know that we're still around. Because when people come in and they say, what's a great show I can go see in Vegas? We want them to think of us first.
And the ticket brokers, Las Vegas is full of ticket brokers, and these ticket brokers make their tickets available to the various venues and sell tickets here in town, like half-price tickets in Vegas tonight.
And they take a percentage off the top. You're lucky if you get, you talked about the $100 bill, off a $100 bill, you're lucky if you get $40 out after you do everything. Okay. But again...
So you got, and that's what I was getting at. There's lots of expenses. There's other folks making some money here too. There's the theater rental. Let's say, Terry, my show is just fantastic. I'm the funniest guy who's ever been to Las Vegas, and I have the best stage hypnosis show. The casino, if I just go find Steve Wynn in the hallway and can get Steve Wynn to watch my DVD, he'll bring me in at $10 million a year, right? No?
Good luck.
Okay. And the reason I wanted to cover that was that people have this impression that they're hired here in Las Vegas.
First off, they've been told, every time they do a show, you've been told, that's the funniest show I've ever seen in my entire life. And after you've heard that 50 or 60 times, unfortunately, you're starting to believe
It's a hypnotic suggestion.
Yeah, you're actually starting to believe it. believe me when I tell you, as funny as you are, there's somebody out there funnier. There's somebody with a show. Actually, I see a lot of people do my material better than I do, and it really ticks me off. I'll think of it. I know I wrote the bit. I know I came up with the idea, and they put a twist on it that makes it funnier than I did.
Right.
But so no, that's not going to happen. There are 8 million people who are looking for Steve Wynn in the hallway with the DVD in it. And you send your promo material in, and it's put in a special file.
The circular file.
The circular, yeah, that word.
Every show, even the top acts here in town, it's not just stage hypnosis. It's the top singers. It's Bette Midler. It's Cher. It's these folks too. They four-wall also. Even if they're at Caesars.
They have a producer that puts up all the money. Very, very few shows, unless you're a huge show, very, very few shows get salaries.
Yeah, some of the, and that would probably be actually Danny Gans. And some of the other shows that are regular shows, been in Vegas for 10, 15 years.
But your salary very seldom is going to equal what you could make if you were four-wall.
Right.
Because if they're going to pay you a salary, that means you're bringing a lot of people. I mean, it's a business. Mm-hmm. That means you're bringing a lot of people into the casino, a lot of them, if they're going to pay you a good salary. That means that they have to be making money on your show and on the gambling afterwards. If you're bringing that many people into the casino anyway, you should be four-walling, and so you get the lion's share.
Yeah. So you've just confirmed my theory in life. You're always better off financially, probably being your own boss, than depending on someone else for a salary, even in the entertainment business. And with that, I'm going to take this DVD back to my office, and I'm going to spend some time talking about door deals and some other ways to make money as a stage hypnotist, including grad nights and things like that.
Oh, grad nights are great.